Hi there, welcome back friends. Last few sessions we have been looking at pointers. Pointers till now we have discussed referencing, we have discussed types of pointers, void pointer, all these things we have discussed. Even pointer to function also. Alright. Now another important issue here is when we use pointers with arrays. The synonymity between a pointer and an array. Let's go on in this section. Let's understand pointers and arrays and let's look at their synonymity, how synonymous they are. Let's start with a simple declaration. Alright, look at this declaration of an array. I declare an integer array which will contain 5 elements, size 5. Now this declaration in memory, what it will do? It will create 5 consecutive locations like this, alright, with consecutive addresses. Assuming size of an integer, we are talking about a 32-bit system or the 32-bit compiler where size of an integer is 4 bytes. If I look at the addressing of this, assuming, let's take an example, let's say the starting address is 100, this will be 104, this will be 108, this will be 112 and this will be 116. The address of individual elements, starting address, mind it. And each of these block is of how many bytes? 4 bytes. Alright. Now, the array name is ARR. Now, what is important here is remember the array name. This is very important. Understand this. The array name ARR is important because it acts like a constant pointer. I repeat, the array name is a constant pointer which gives you the address of the first element in the array. And as we all know, array elements, if we look at the indexing, this is the 0th index, first index, second, third and fourth index. Because we say the first element is 0th element. Now when we look at pointer arithmetic, we will understand why exactly we go for this. We say 0th element. I'll tell you later. Now, because normally what happens when we start something, we start with 1, but here we are starting with 0. Now, array name, as I said, is a constant pointer. It is a constant pointer because you can't change it. You can never modify it, change it. But it will always give you address of the first element of that array. What does that mean? If ever I say ARR, what will I get? I will get 100, the address. This is the base address or the starting address of the array. Got this? That is the synonymity. Now, when I say ARR, I get the starting address. If I say asterisk ARR, I will get the value at the first element, first location. Got it? Assuming I have some values here, 5, 7, 11, 2, 13, these are the values inside this array. If I say asterisk ARR, what will I get? I will get 5. Got it? Clear with this? This is the synonymity between. But remember one thing, you can never say this, you can never do this. Or for that matter, you cannot say ARR equal to ARR plus 1. Remember, with a normal pointer, you can do that. With a normal pointer, you can go on and increment the pointer, but here you can't because it's a constant pointer. Now, see, this is the synonymity. As I said, synonymity between arrays and pointers. They are synonymous. Okay. And interesting thing is that with the array name itself, I can treat it as a pointer and I can do things. We'll do that later. Let's look at this very fast example to understand how these addresses are consecutive. Look at this fast example. What happens here? I have an integer array of 4 elements and I accept the values from the user. Alright? Normal way, I accept the values. Address of x of I, that's the line to accept the values. Okay? Inside the for loop, I accept the value. Okay? I'm sorry, I print the values, I display the values. Printf, with printf I display the values. Okay. Now look at the first line in the output. I have shown you the output over there. Look at the first line in the output and the last line. The first line prints the address of x of 0. I value starts with 0, so x. Look at the address of x of 0. It's 1450734448. Then consecutively 52, 56 and 60. Those are the consecutive addresses that you see. Alright. Now, when I try to print the array of address of the array itself, what it gives you? As I was telling just a few moments before, it gives you the address of the first element itself, that is called the base address of the array or the starting address of the array. So that's the reason address of x of 0, saying address of x of 0 and saying x, same thing. So what does that mean? When I say ampersand x of 0 and if I say x, both are same. Okay. Now another way I can also translate it, I'll show you. I'll tell you how to do it. Okay. Now, okay, let's understand these two things. Okay. Right now you have seen that. Okay. Now look at this. I said address of x of 0. I said this. Am I right? Address of x of 0. And I say x. Both gives you same. Isn't it? Address of x of 0 and x. X gives the base address. As we said, it's a pointer. Got it? So now look at this. What exactly, when I say this, what is the translation? When I say ampersand x of 0, the translation is x plus 0. Understand this, very important. Assuming, I can write a very big address. So assuming the address is 100. Got it? And try and recall, every pointer has a scaling factor. So here, since x is a pointer, it has a scaling factor. Since the type is integer, it is as an integer array. So obviously the scaling factor is 4 bytes. So now what happens? When I say x plus 0, I am saying what? 100 plus 4 into 0. 4 is the scaling factor and 0 is the 0th element, for the 0th element. Got this? So what I get? 100 base address. Understood now? Now if I do this, if I say address of x of 2, what will happen? I'll just replace this. I'll say x plus 2. Okay? Isn't it? Now x plus 2, 100 plus 4 into 2, 108. If you remember that array, recall that array, 5 elements we had. Okay? 100, 104, 108, like this. So second element, the address is what? 108. 100 plus 4 into 2, I get 108. So got the synonymity. Clear? Same way, when I accept values into the array, I use this statement. So instead of using this, I can directly write x plus 2. Similarly, when you print a value, when you display a value, what do you write? When you try to display a value from the array, you say printed %d, comma x of 2, suppose. The second, the value at that location you want to print. Now assuming this is your array. Okay, let's have the picture again so that it will be clear, more clear. Okay, 100, 104. I'll go back to the example that I have for you. But here just to show you. Alright, let's say here the value is 7, here 11, here 9, here 12, here 3. These are the values. X sub 2 gives you what? Now this is the 0th element, first, second, third and fourth. So x sub 2 gives you what? 9. Alright, let's calculate and get the value. X sub 2 will translate to asterisk of x plus 2. Look at the translation here. X gives you what? Base address, that is 100 plus 2 into scaling factor. How much? 4. So what do you get? Ultimately you get 108. Clear with this? Now 108 is an address. If you use asterisk with it, value at 108, so what do you get? Is it? You get the value at 108, that is 9. Got it? Look at this example. The example after this, you will be more clear about how this, equivalent statement also in comments I have written. Have a look at this slide. Integer x of 6, x is an array. Okay, what we are finding the sum of the elements in an array. First of all, we are accepting the elements. Okay, I have written, I was telling you, I have written the comment lines over there. When you are saying scanf, you are saying percentile d comma x plus I value starts with 0, it will go up to 5. So what happens if when you say x plus I, what is the original statement? The statement we all are more familiar with is address of x of I, ampersand x of I, the line above that, look at that, equivalent to scanf percentile d comma ampersand x of I. Got this? Same, saying scanf percentile d comma x plus I. Okay. Now look at the sum. When you are finding the sum in a normal statement, you should have said sum plus equal to x of I. Here you are saying sum plus equal to asterisk of x plus I. I have explained you right now. So you find the sum. Okay. Now inside the loop you are finding the sum. Outside the loop you are printing the sum. That's it. Okay, so you saw these two types of statements, how to display and how to accept. Well, all right, with this example I'm sure you all are clear about this. Okay, now let's do the same thing with the help of it. Now assuming, now what we are saying is array name is a constant pointer. So what is the limitation? Basically limitation is you cannot use it, you cannot increment or decrement the pointer. That's the problem. But assuming I have an array, let's have the picture of an array here. Okay, 5 elements, the same array, addresses randomly I'm putting again 100, 104, 108, 112, 116. Let's put values 7, 9, 11, 3, 25, random values. Okay, now ARR we saw the limitation, we said this is the limitation, with this limitation we have to work. But what if I use a pointer which can be incremented and decremented to be used with that array? Got it? Let's say this is the array and I go for this integer asterisk ptr. Got it? Now I cannot say this is not allowed. Alright, but if I do this, ptr is a pointer of integer type. Pointer will always have a scaling factor, so ptr has a scaling factor that is 4 bytes, which is same as array. Okay, now if I say ptr equal to arr, what happens? The pointer ptr is the pointer, it will hold the address. What is the address? The starting address of the array, 100. Now let's look at the arithmetic that we can do. ptr, if I say ptr plus 1, what happens? What I get? 104, because it will be ptr which will give you 100 plus 0 into scaling factor, 1 into scaling factor. Got it? 104. Similarly, if I say ptr plus plus, what happens? Plus plus means what? ptr equal to ptr plus 1, isn't it? So what happens now? ptr gets an address 104. Got it? So basically what is happening with this pointer ptr, we can do that. That's why ptr is a variable pointer. It's not a constant pointer. That is the beauty. It is a variable pointer. Got it? Which can be changed. Now ptr assuming has that address. Assuming ptr the address 104. What happens if I write this ptr minus 1? What will you get? Yes, sir? ptr, that is 104 right now. 104 minus 1 into 4. How much you get? 100. Similarly, look at the two statements. If I say ptr plus 2 here, assuming it has the address 104. This is 0, 104. Got it? If I say ptr plus 2, what it gives me? 104 plus 2 into 4. What it gives me? 112. Isn't it? Now if I say this, what happens? it gives me the value at 112. What is the value at 112? 3. Got this translation? Look at this simple example. The same way I have done it. The same way I have done in that example. Look at the slide. Integer array, integer PTR is there, star PTR is there, and what I am doing is I am directly giving the address of x sub 2, that is array, to PTR. Now what can be the equivalent state of statement, that is PTR equal to ampersand x sub 2? Can I write PTR equal to x plus 2? Very well I can write that. No issue at all. It is the same. If you remember, if I am saying ampersand x sub 2, I can write x plus 2, PTR equal to x plus 2. It will be the same statement. Now look at those printf statements. Okay, the address of x sub 2, that means the element, the value over there is 3, isn't it? X sub 0 is the 0th element, so looking at 0th, first and second element. X sub 2 is talking about the second element in the array. Actually it is the third element. Got it? And from there, look at the first printf statement. If you say star PTR, what it will print? Value at the where PTR is pointing. PTR is right now pointing at x sub 2. So the value over there is 3. It will print 3. Next one, it will print 4. Next one, PTR minus 1. Do the translation yourself. PTR minus 1. PTR current address minus 1 into scaling factor, that is minus 1 into 4. So what do you get? The value over there is 2, isn't it? So this is a simple example of how exactly you are manipulating using a pointer. Alright friends, now these things, using a variable pointer with an array is always better than using a constant pointer. All right, because it gives you flexibility. With that variable pointer, you can move around, you can do changes. But yes, it's a bit dangerous. Why? Because you can go beyond the array also. Remember that. And remember another issue, when you are dealing with arrays, there is no boundary checking for arrays in C. That is the biggest problem. Boundary checking is not there. So if you go for a variable pointer, you might go beyond the array limit, go to a place which falls below the beyond the array. So what you get? You get all garbage from there. So be careful with that particular thing. Okay. Now, as I said, I can use a variable pointer with an array to accept values or to display values. Supposing PTR and ARR are there, assuming, going back to those examples, I can say this: for PTR equal to ARR. Right now, I am using PTR to accept values into the array, assuming array is blank. The array is blank. It doesn't contain values. Okay. Same addresses, let's keep 104, 108, 112, 116. This is a blank array which is ARR, and I have PTR, the pointer. PTR is at a location 613 because pointer will have its own address also. Alright, I say this. Now once again let me write this down for you. For PTR equal to ARR. What happens? PTR gets the starting address, that is 100. Okay, I want to travel through this entire array and put values inside. So how low will I go? I need to go till 116. Now how will I do this calculation? I know 5 elements are there. So the best way to write is this: PTR less than ARR plus 5. That is the size. Now look at this ARR plus 5. If you translate, what happens? 100 plus 5 into 4. What are you getting? 120. Look at the address of the last element, 116, and we are saying less than. And every time when I increment PTR, if I say, then beyond this, it will be ptr plus plus the increment. This is my loop. Got it? So what will happen? ptr gets the address 100 and inside the loop I go for a scanf statement. This is SF I am writing percentage d comma ptr. Got it? Clear with this? So what I am doing? Accepting values into the array one by one. First time ptr has an address that is 100. The checking is ptr less than ARR plus 5, which was coming to 120 if you remember. So first time scanf percentile d comma ptr will get a value at location 100, assuming I put a value 7 here. Accept a value 7. Then it goes back to increment ptr plus plus will move it to what? 104. 4 byte scaling factor, remember that, per pointer. Next time the value goes into 104. That way you accept all the values. Isn't it easy? Just need to remember how it works, how you write the statement. Similarly, assuming I want to, after accepting the values, I want to print the display the values. How I do that? Through printf. If you remember. And what is the change? Simple. Put an asterisk over here. Because printf statement needs a value, not an address. You are not printing the address, you are printing a value. So how you are doing it? Percentile d comma star ptr. Easy, isn't it? I want to print the values in descending order, assuming from end to beginning. What will be my change in the loop? Tell me. ptr equal to ARR plus 4. Because I know it's 0th address, 0 plus 4, the 4th address of the 5th element in real. This is the calculation. ARR 100 plus 4 into 4 116. ptr greater than equal to ARR, because I am going in the reverse order and I said ptr minus minus. That's how we print. Look at this. ptr greater than equal to ptr initially has the address 116. Greater than equal to ARR will give you what? A checking which will be 116 greater than equal to 100. True? And every time you print a value, after that ptr minus minus, ptr will get an address 112, 108, like that. Got this, friends? That's how it happens. Well, let's complete this particular session with an example where I find the largest element, and your task will be to convert it into a variable pointer. I am doing it using a constant pointer, that is the array name. But you can try and convert it into a variable pointer. If you are able to do so, please note it down. If not, in the next session, first thing I will discuss is that example. Alright, have a look at this example. It's a double array. First of all, I am asking the user how many elements the user wants to input. Alright, the user, suppose say the user says 5 elements. Then I start a loop. I equal to 0, I less than n, assuming n is 5, I less than 5, I plus 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 I. Okay, enter number and scanf percentile lf is the format specifier for a double type value. And look at the statement there, the scanf statement, ARR plus I. We know that already, so no problem at all. I accept the values. Okay, now look at the second loop to the right. What am I doing? ARR of 0, I am storing the largest number in, I am finding the largest number in that array. So what am I doing? I am storing the largest number in ARR of 0. Simple. I start my loop from element 1 because element 0 I will directly check. And look at the checking. If asterisk of ARR plus 0, what it gives you? The value over there less than asterisk of ARR plus I. I first time is 1. So if value at 0 is less than value at 1, that will be interchanged. Value at 0 will be equal to value at 1. So what exactly is happening? I am getting the largest element to be stored at ARR of 0, and finally I am printing it, displaying it. Got that, friends? I hope you got it. Friends, what you do is try to convert this particular example which I have just now shown you into what? Into variable pointer. I told you, try that out. if you are able to do so, you can check it out when I go for the next session where I discuss, multidimensional arrays, because pointer to arrays is important, and even important is pointer to multidimensional arrays. Till that time, friends, take care. Bye bye. God bless you.